a man's spirit can bear sickness, but who can bear a crushed spirit? Our point of discussion today is from the story of Jonah. Jonah was a man of God who was running away from God. He did not want to carry out God's task. He did not want to do what God had asked him to do. So what did he do? He was going away from the presence of the Lord. He actually did it knowingly. It was not that maybe he sinned or what, but when God was calling him closer, Jonah wanted to go further. When we choose to go further away from the Lord, our spirits get crushed. And that's what happened to Jonah. Imagine when Jonah was on this ship, when there was a storm and people were scared for their lives, Jonah was busy sleeping. Jonah needed to be woken up from his sleep to see that there was danger on the ship. What do you think was wrong? There was something wrong with his spirit. For a normal person, he would have recognized that, something is not right. We are dying. And to make things worse, when Jonah was woken up, to know that Jonah was not in touch with his spirit, that his spirit was crushed, Jonah requested that he be thrown into the sea. He had given up on his life. He was actually willing to die. What are some of those pits we have accepted to fall into because we do not want to be in the presence of God? And it was inside that fish that Jonah remembered that I need to come back into the presence of God. I don't know what you are going through or what pit you have fallen into or what fire you are in. But when you remember and call unto the Lord, He will remember you. Our God is a merciful God. He is ready to save us. But what should you do? Jonah first saw that this was happening because he ran away from God. We need to recognize that something is not right because we are far from the presence of God. And Jonah saw all those things that are happening around him because he had run away from God. And Jonah called upon the Lord. When you're in that point of distress, do you remember to call unto the Lord? Some people are being called, but they do not want to be in the presence of God. And certain things are happening because we have chosen to run away from our God. May we remember and do that God has put in our path, and do that God wants us to do. And then God will remember us, and God will remove us in that situation that is life-threatening. Because imagine someone was in the fish for 3 days. God can get you out of that situation. God can get you out of that you're going through.